you're going to completely and utterly goose your engine, and that will write the car off. Hi guys, I'm Pete, this is Ashton's Cars, and today we're looking at this 2016 Landrover Discovery Sport. The Landrover Discovery Sport was a car that was brought out to replace the Freelander, and this particular model is a 2016 HSE model with the 180 horsepower 2-litre turbo diesel engine. It's a 9-speed automatic and it's got 7 seats. Now, the Discovery itself is a bigger car than this, but I think the Discovery Sport's actually a better looking car than its larger sibling. It's got nice lines to it, very inoffensive looking lines. It's quite well proportioned, and most importantly, towards the back end of the car, it hasn't got that skew-if number plate that you get on its big brother. I think that the standard Discovery, the latest Discovery, the Discovery 5, it looks a little bit disjointed with its design, but the Discovery Sport is actually, if anything, a better looking car than not just the Discovery but also the Freelander, which it replaced. Now, the crucial thing with this car over the Freelander is this is a 7-seater vehicle, so that makes it very, very practical for families. And in HSE spec, which is the one we've got here, you get a very, very high specification as well. This car's got full leather and it's got the panoramic roof. Other features that you get on the HSE include these rather nice alloy wheels and the running boards that you see there down the side. As you can see here, we've got flashes of aluminium look trim, as well as these matte black arch liners which go right the way down the side of the car. Makes the car feel quite rugged, look a bit more rugged, and of course they do add an extra degree of protection to the car in supermarkets when people open doors into it and that sort of thing. To the front, we've got quite a deep front bumper with a nice bit of silver work there, which I think really does look quite classy. It's got a nice face, this car has, and the grille here with the aluminium look design looks fantastic. Of course, we've got the Discovery badge across the front there. Land Rover kind of wanted to make the Discovery almost like a sub-range of its own, so you've got the standard Discovery and the Discovery Sport within the Land Rover brand. Discovery models do sit below the Range Rover in the lineup, but you will find that the engine and the gearbox, as well as the chassis on this car, is also shared with the Range Rover Evoque, which is a slightly smaller car, if anything, than this, but it drives very, very similar. If it's practicality you want, though, this trumps over the Evoque by some margin. Look at that big panoramic roof, flooding this interior with light. Back seats with acres of legroom in them, and the great thing about these seats is they are all on rails, so we can slide them forward and create a bit more space for the rear if we wish to. If I pull that down there, you will see we have 2 proper sized seats in the back as well, with headrests. Excuse the fact that I've just thrown some carpets in there as well for the car, which aren't fitted properly, but loads of space there, and those both fit. They can fold into the boot floor, give you a bigger boot space if you desire it. But they've got cup holders and everything back there, and in the middle seat here in the middle row we've got a little pull down armrest that's got cup holders built in as well. Nice layout to the front, we'll have a look at that properly in just a second. And to the very rear of the car, an electric tailgate. And there you see the space that you have behind those rear seats. Not as much space in the behind these seats perhaps as you would get on some cars. It's designed really as an occasional 7-seater, this one, but you can fold these so easily. You simply push the headrest down by pulling this lever by here, and then the whole seat can fold flat into the floor like so. And that gives it so much room. I've got some carpets by here stopping it going flat at the minute. That goes completely flat. Let's do the same on this side just to show you how easy it is. You pull that by there and then you push it down like that, and that's it, done. Look how much boot space we've got now. Absolutely huge. Tailgate down. That's that closed. Let's have a look up front. Now, these cars have got keyless go as well as keyless entry as well. So to get in the car, I just open the handle and the car does the rest as long as I've got the key on my person. Once I get inside, I just press this start button by here with my foot on the brake. The car starts with a little sweep of the dials, and my gear lever comes out like so. It's a twisty dial, which you will be familiar with if you've driven any Land Rover or Jaguar products of late. And very easy to use, 9-speed automatic with paddles on the steering wheel, which makes it an absolute joy really to drive. Let me just go through this sub menu, and it will come up with a speedo in the middle there somewhere. There's so much on this car, it's just absolutely ridiculous, I will say. Absolutely ridiculous, probably just a bit much for me. A bit too thick, you see. But there we go, we've got a nice layout. I'll leave the Land Rover badge in the middle for now. The centre dial essentially is a multi-function trip computer on this car, so you can have all manner of things on there. But it has got the big conventional dials either side there, rev counter to the right, speedos to the left, and you can see this one's done 123,000 miles. Now we have got a sat-nav screen here to the centre. It's a multimedia system. I've got my phone plugged in through it at the minute, so if I hit on media on there, it will bring up all my DAB radio, as well as be able to play music through the actual phone itself. What I do like about this system is that you have got actual physical switches on the car as well as the touchscreen. So for example, if I do want to bring up the camera, I can just press that button by there and it comes on. And it's a really good camera. Really clear, really big display, just works an absolute treat. You know, media system is over by here, for example, so if I want to put the radio on or whatever, which I can't while I'm doing this video because of copyright laws, but yeah, it's all there, it's easy to hand, you're not reliant too much on the screen. We've got the usual drive aids that you get on these Land Rovers. It's got the dynamic drive system, so we've got a road mode, we've got the switch there into snow, mud ruts, I think that one is, sand, we've got hill descent control, and we've also got the normal standard traction control that you get on these cars, as well as an eco mode. Now, one thing that I really love on them is these heating and ventilation controls. They're very intuitive, very easy to use, and you see you've got the little display in the middle, a digital display when you turn the switch. It's nice. Heated seats as well when you go for a HSE spec like this, so I've been very, very comfortable in this car today. Now, love them or hate them, these cars are a nice place to be. I'm sat in a full leather interior, I've got a heated bum warmer on, I've got a nice panoramic roof there which is just flooding the interior with light. If I want to have it a bit more cozy, I press a switch and the electric sun blind comes across like so. Nice, isn't it? The fit and finish in here also is very, very good. We've got this leather stitching on the dashboard, which I think looks quite cool. We've got the Meridian Hi-Fi system and a little splits of aluminium trim which lift that interior and make it feel a little bit more Range Rover-esque. Like the original Land Rovers and the L322, we've got the electric window switches up here, which is a really good place to have them up on the top of the door. I love that, having had an L322 before. That's sort of something that feels quite natural to me. And of course on the wheel itself, it's a multifunction item with cruise control on it. We've also got lane assist on this particular one, and bear in mind this particular car is a very, very high spec, being an HSE model, so it has all the bells and whistles. You also have the electric handbrake, which is something that's been on the Discovery models for some time now, and it also has a hill control system as well, so you've got a little bit of hill start assist when you need it. Now down here we have two very big cup holders along with a slightly smaller one in the middle. It's quite a cool design. You can also lift these out like so and have a big storage space underneath. Look at that. It's one the valeters forgot to clean, obviously. In here we've got multimedia sockets, so you can put a HDMI lead, you've got a standard USB, an aux point and a 12-volt socket in there as well. So you're going to be kept very entertained on the go, and all importantly you've got the sunglasses holder there as well. We know you're buying this car just to look cool in, really. You're not really going to be going off-road, are you, in your Land Rover? On a more practical note, the rear seats do have Isofix points, as you can see there, and altogether you can put 2 Isofix seats on that back row. Now you will have people saying, oh, it's not a proper Land Rover, it's not this, it's not that. Actually, you know, it's better off-road this is than a majority of SUVs. It's still got the all-important dynamic drive system. It is a proper 4-wheel drive car. Yes, the Defender's better off-road, but a RAV4 cannot touch this thing. And I would say a majority of people buying this car are never, ever going to get anywhere close to the limit of this vehicle. Most people who are buying it are going to be using it for family fun, camping trips, and a little bit of luxury in a family car. And that's what this car really does serve up. It feels special. It's a little bit more of a high-spec model than your average Discovery Sport. And obviously it's got that Land Rover badge on it, which people do recognise the world over. You don't need to buy a boring people carrier anymore. This will do the job perfectly well. This is as practical as something like a Vauxhall Zafira Tourer, but it's as stylish really as most of the Range Rover products. And this brings me on to 5 things I really love about the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Numero uno, I love this big panoramic roof. I think that is a really cool feature. Going to keep your kids really entertained when they're on the go, because they can see the stars, the sky, whatever you want to show them, aeroplanes flying over you. And it just floods this interior with light. It makes it feel a really more spacious place to be. I love that this car has the touchscreen, but also the physical controls for me to skip to various parts of the menu on it. If I want to hit my phone buttons up, I can just press that button there. I like the fact that there are physical switches as well as a touchscreen, because it just feels more intuitive and easy to use on the go. Number 3, dynamic drive is so simple and easy to use. Look, we just press it. At the moment we are on the standard road programs, but if I wanted to go into snow, I put it by there and the car sets itself up for snowy conditions. All I've got to do is decide whether I want the low traction launch on it. Well, yeah, okay, that's it, we're ready to rock. So we're ready to go now in snow. We haven't got to press any diff locks or press any big levers or anything like that. It just makes it so easy to do. Number 4, I love the looks. I think that this car looks pretty stylish, especially from the front angle here. It looks big, it looks wide, and very much in keeping with that Range Rover, Land Rover family, with that big wide aluminium grille. And number 5, I love the reverse camera on this car. It is fantastically clear. It's a really big, bold image on there. And when I turn the steering wheel, look, my little yellow lines turn with it, so I can basically angle myself perfectly there into the space I'm going in, and it just makes parking an absolute doddle. That's 5 things I really love about this car. Let me just give you 3 things that I'm not as keen on. Most of the plastics and the materials in this car do feel really good quality, but this center console, that's a bit cheap feeling. So they obviously cut a few costs there. You wouldn't see that in a Range Rover. That's all I'm going to say. Like lots of modern cars, this car has got the lane departure warning and lane assist on it, and I find that really irritating. However, if I go into driver assistance, press OK, and then scan down to lane departure and untick that button there, it is now off. So that's one thing that I find annoying, but I can solve pretty easily. Last thing that I don't like is that the 2-litre diesel that this car has a timing chain. That's normally a really good thing, but they do actually need replacement. Didn't used to have that problem years ago on cars, but on these you do. And this one's been done very recently. But if you're buying one of these and it's done over 100,000 miles, this one's done 123,000, and it hasn't had the timing chain changed on it, you're probably looking at a £2,000 job to change it. So okay, this one's been done, so we know it's okay. But you do not want to skimp on that. If you do not change that timing chain and it goes, you're going to completely and utterly goose your engine, and that will write the car off. So if you're buying one, make sure you ask the right questions. Has the timing belt been changed? And you want proof you need to have a receipt for it. So that's something that I think should have been designed better in the first place, so it didn't need replacing, and something that you need to look out for if you're buying one of these cars. But if you buy well, you will find that these Discovery Sports are now a lot of car for the money, and a very, very good looking car at that. So don't delay. If you're looking for one of these, I've got one here available. Timing chain's been done and it's ready to drive away. If you're interested in this particular car, please give me a call. 07932 873 646 is my number. I'm happy to arrange delivery of this car anywhere in the UK, and I'm also more than happy to take your old car in Part X, so let us know what you got. Also, if you are looking to sell a car, if it's something especially like this, something a little bit prestige, a little bit unusual, or maybe you've got something that's low mileage, full service history, I'm the guy you want to talk to, because I will pay good money for good quality cars. 07932 873 646 is the number, whether you're interested in buying a Discovery Sport off me, or selling me a BMW or Discovery or a Mercedes or a Range Rover or any type of car. Give me a call, let me hopefully help you, and we can help ourselves find a good quality stock. You find the best price for your used cars. Also guys, thanks ever so much for watching, and if you haven't done so already, can I please ask, would you please subscribe to our channel, hit on the notifications, and you can be kept informed of cars we've got coming into stock, cars that we are out buying, and other motor trade tales of woe, and hopefully a few tales of rejoicement. Please keep an eye on our listings and our cars. Changes very, very regularly. We try and put 2 or 3 videos up a week. But thanks for watching. Have a great day wherever you are, and I'll leave you a few more images of our Discovery Sport.